Hi, my name is Tina, and I wanted to share today about my experience with the Virginia Spine Institute and Dr. Colin Haines, which has been nothing short of life-changing for me. In 2019, I had a herniated disc. I got an MRI and went to see a neurosurgeon that came recommended to me by several friends. He looked at the MRI and said that the herniated disc was so large that the chance of it resolving on its own was less than 5%. At that time, I agreed to have surgery, and a few weeks later in December, I had a microdiscectomy and laminectomy. The herniated disc had caused pain that was radiating down both of my legs, but was worse on the left side. When I woke up from surgery, I still had pain down my left leg, and I continued to have pain for several months. I kept asking the surgeon and the physician and staff when I went in, why am I still having this pain? And I was told many different things. The PA told me that this might be my new normal and that this may just be something that I have to live with and to take gabapentin 3 times a day. The physician also said the same thing, that, take gabapentin and just see if it improves. After many, many months, my pain did not improve. I wasn't working out like I used to. I wasn't doing much. I was depressed. I was in pain all the time. I couldn't play with my children or do any of the activities that I used to do. And it was causing me to be very irritable and also just really depressed. I tried taking gabapentin and I didn't like the way it made me feel. And I also didn't want to live the rest of my life taking medicine every day. I finally fought to get another MRI, and it showed that I still had residual disc in my L5-S1, and also the space there was very compressed. I saw another physician in the area who told me that I needed a fusion, as well as having the rest of the disc removed. At 40 years old, I really just did not want to have a fusion. I saw 3 other doctors who all echoed the same thing, that I needed a fusion. I started researching alternatives to a fusion, and that's when I found Dr. Colin Haines and the Virginia Spine Institute. I saw that he did a procedure called an artificial disc replacement, and I scheduled a virtual appointment. I live in North Carolina, which is about 5 hours away, so I first did a virtual appointment. As soon as I met with Dr. Haines, I knew that he was the physician that was going to fix me. And he even said the first time, I'm going to get you back to your life and I'm going to get you pain-free and doing all of the things that you used to do. And so for the first time, I really felt hopeful about my situation and like I was not going to be living in pain for the rest of my life. Whereas with the other practice, every time I left, I felt very depressed and just not have a lot of hope. Dr. Haines reviewed my MRI and thought that I looked to be a good candidate for an artificial disc replacement, but said that I needed to have some more testing done just to be sure. I traveled to Virginia to his office for that visit, and he did a variety of tests and confirmed that I would be a great candidate for an artificial disc replacement. I thought that him and his practice was very thorough. They did all of these tests that no one had bothered to do before, and he really made sure that he was doing the best surgery for me. He said a fusion was not a bad thing, but if I qualified for this artificial disc replacement, it was like hitting a home run. He happened to have an opening less than 2 weeks after that appointment, so the same day I booked my surgery. 2 weeks later, I went to Reston Hospital Center and I had the artificial disc replacement. He scheduled me for 2 separate surgeries, one on Tuesday and one on Thursday. Tuesday would be the artificial disc replacement. And then if he was not able to get that residual disc out through the artificial disc replacement because they go in through your stomach, then on Thursday, I would have to have a second procedure where he would go in through my back and get the rest of that disc out. I was extremely nervous, but again, Dr. Haines made me feel so comfortable. He's extremely confident without being arrogant. You can tell that he is just very caring. He always says, do you have any questions? Is there anything that you want to know? I never felt rushed. So he always just put me at ease, even right before the surgery when I was extremely nervous. After I woke up from the surgery, the pain in my left leg was gone. It was incredible. He told me that he spent 45 minutes picking that disc out from the front and that I did not have to have surgery on Thursday. We did an MRI just to confirm that, and the MRI did show that the disc was gone. And, Dr. Haines saved me from having a second surgery. I spent one night in the hospital, and then I went home. The recovery was a little tough at times, but nothing that was not tolerable. I was very determined and diligent to be up and moving and do a little bit more each day. And within 2 weeks, I was up to walking 1 to 2 miles a day. But the biggest thing is that I was living without this pain in my left leg that I had had now for almost 2 years. At 3 months, I ran a 5K at one of my fastest times, and I just continued to get better and better and better. It's just incredible. I wake up every single day, and I'm just thankful that I found Dr. Haines and the Virginia Spine Institute, and that I'm not living in this pain anymore. I thought I was going to have this pain for the rest of my life, not be able to pick up my children, play with them, let alone exercise. I was an avid runner and CrossFitter for many, many years. So I thought, well, if I can just live without pain, I don't care if I ever exercise again. But Dr. Haines got me back to doing everything. I'm living without pain. I'm playing with my children. I can pick them up. I'm running, and I'm actually back to CrossFit. I would recommend him to anyone that has back issues or is considering surgery or just another opinion. I would have traveled from wherever in the country or the world to see him. I really think that everyone at the Virginia Spine Institute, Reston Hospital, and Dr. Haines are the best, and they just really care about their patients and want them to get their lives back. And that's exactly what they did for me. So I'm so grateful that I found them.